Yeah, right now, man, on the line right now. If Taito Vasa knocks out Sirogon, will you do a Shoey with me on next week's podcast? Hello and welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. I am Matt Anderson. On the other side of your screen is Dorian Rose. Coming off of a fightless UFC weekend. There were some other ones, but I'll let you talk about those later in the show. But what'd you do this past weekend, man?
Really, just ended up working and, on Saturday I ended up getting off a little early, so was able to get off and kind of spend a little more time with the family. We went and got some ice cream and really just was able to kind of kick back and kind of realize how boring it is without having, something to watch every Saturday. There was a little college football on a Saturday, so I was able to enjoy that, but for the most part, wasn't really to my satisfaction, man.
I feel you on that, dude. I didn't have shit going on Saturday, but it's all right because we're back here to talk about this upcoming weekend's fights with you guys here today. We're going to give you our picks. I'm going to give you at least one parlay that I think has a high opportunity to hit. Before we get into it, if you guys don't mind, put a thumbs up on the video. Let us know that you enjoy it. Subscribe if you are not. Comments are always appreciated down below. So on today's video, we're pretty much just going to give you fight news, fight announcements, some other fight news topics, and then we're going to give you our picks and our parlays for this weekend's upcoming fights. What's wrong with my camera, dude? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, see, you were talking about mine last week.
I think I'm so far away from it, dude. But yeah, so we're gonna give you our picks for this upcoming weekend's fights at the on our second topic in today's show. We only got two topics. Should be a rather short video for you guys here today. If it doesn't take me a year and a half to edit this, because after that massive difficulty getting started, it was an issue. So up first, man, I'm gonna let you talk about DJ. Let the people know what's up.
Demetrius Johnson, he had his rematch against Adrian Morris for one championship. I think it was this past Friday. And I was actually really excited to watch the fight because Demetrius Johnson was coming off of his first knockout loss against Adrian Morris. Now, he had won two in a row to get back to Adrian Morris, but that was the first time he had ever been knocked out and finished. And we were talking about it before. But the way he got finished was he got finished with knees while he was a grounded opponent. But in one, those types of knees are legal because they're their own sanctioning body. So they create their own rules. So when DJ got knocked out in the first fight, his hands and his legs and his hand was on the ground when he got kneed and knocked out. Similar to how Aljamain Sterling got hit against Peter Yan. So going into this fight, DJ had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He even had, he said something in the post-fight. He said that he was fighting like a zombie. He said it was zombie mode to just go. And he was pressing forward on the gas. It was a really fun fight. Adrian Morris, that dude, there's no way on God's green earth he will ever weigh 125 pounds because one championship calls their flyweight their flyweights are 135 pounds because their hydration system. That's another conversation for another day, but that dude is an absolute savage. He's 5 inches taller than Demetrius Johnson. And Demetrius Johnson was having some trouble with the size advantage early on in the fight. He was getting taken down, getting controlled pretty good. Now, DJ was doing some good work off his back. He even landed a big elbow against Adrian Morris and sliced him up real good. But as the fight went on, once that third round started, after Demetrius Johnson had gotten rocked in the second round, he just absolutely took over and was able to implement the pressure on him, was able to use good boxing. He even took Adrian Morris down and started using some of his wrestling in the third round. And in the fourth round, he was using a lot of his feints, set up the beautiful finish with the overhand right, ended up hitting him with it. Adrian Morris stumbled, and it almost looked like it was like out of a movie, the way that Demetrius Johnson set up the kill shot for him, because when he hit him with the right hand, Adrian Morris is stumbling back like this, and Demetrius Johnson is standing right in his face waiting for him. And as soon as Adrian Morris' back hits the cage, he absolutely crushes him with the biggest knee and hits a walk-off shot. So it was just a little sweet to see Demetrius Johnson, the way he ended up getting finished in the first fight, implement that same finish in the second fight, and ended up becoming the one flyweight champion. It was a super fun fight, and I'm glad to see Demetrius Johnson finally obtain the championship and solidify his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time.
At least we have one of the two of us watching one, because I only saw the highlight. You can't pay me to watch one championship, dude. That just doesn't interest me in the slightest, dude. Their rules are dumb. They have these crazy matches where it's like like fucking Muay Thai fight right in the middle of an like MMA night. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I don't care.
Now, look. The only reason why I ended up watching it was because Demetrius Johnson. I'm not sitting here and watching all of one's fights just because I'm a huge one fan. Demetrius Johnson pulled me over there. I did end up tuning into the co-main event, and it was a Muay Thai fight, and it was a pretty decent fight, and it was on Amazon Prime. So I have Amazon Prime. Just click over to Prime Video, and it was a simple watch. Now for Bellator, it's going to be a little bit tougher for me to watch them because where they're on Showtime, I don't really watch Showtime, so I'm not paying additional money to watch them. But since it was already on my Amazon Prime, click it over and watch one of the greatest fighters of all time deliver one of the best KOs I've seen in a while. So, I mean, I know we could bash on one, but it was definitely worthwhile seeing DJ get that finish.
All right, fair enough. So let's move on to basically something that we don't ever talk about on this show except for when this happens, dude. It's announced in the talks that Jake Paul is going to fight Anderson Silva, dude. Immediate thoughts on the fight? Because me personally, I couldn't have been more excited, dude. I was like, yes, I'm finally going to get to see what I've been waiting to see this whole time. And Jake Paul getting absolutely fucking destroyed, because I cannot wait for it, dude. I don't think there's a chance that he beats Anderson Silva on this earth, dude. Not even with his Hail Mary shot. I think Anderson's pretty much going to walk all over him, just be in his face. His head movement's always been fantastic. How do you think this goes, if it does happen?
So I know they're saying that it's in the talks. My biggest thing is I actually want to see Jake Paul actually confirm that this is actually going to happen. I know that Ariel said, talks are close. Multiple reporters in the MMA media have reported that, this is pretty close to getting done. I got to see Jake Paul really come out and say it, because I think for Jake Paul, what he's kind of been doing has been working up to this point. He's ended up fighting MMA guys who are good with their hands. Well, not Ben Askren, but Woodley, of course, he's good with his hands, but he's not great. And he's a bigger guy. So he's been able to kind of cherry pick the fights that he wants to get the results that he wanted. And I think for Anderson Silva is going to be very similar size to him. I mean, they're talking about fighting at 185, which Jake Paul is going to have to cut weight down to. Anderson Silva can cut down to 185 in his sleep, because that's what he's done his whole life. And when he fought against Julio Cesar Chavez just last year, he weighed at 182. So for him making 185, it's not going to be that hard. I got to see Jake Paul come out and actually say, hey, this is pen to paper. I'm fighting Anderson Silva. Until I actually see him say it, I don't think it's going to happen, because I think exactly what you think. I think Anderson Silva, for this version of Jake Paul and this version of Anderson Silva, Anderson will walk through him right now, even being 45, 46 years old.
47.
And for Jake Paul, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think even with him being 47, I think he'll still beat Jake Paul. So I got to see Jake Paul say it. And if he doesn't, I just can't believe it.
Dude, I have my hopes so high, dude. I'm like, please let him be dumb enough to take this fight and think that he's going to knock out Anderson Silva, dude. Please let him be dumb enough. But I guess we'll see. One other news topic before we go on to the fight announcements. Dude, we've got Kamaru Usman. We've got Izzy, who just now recently said it too.
Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker, dude. All wanting to move up to 205, dude. We kind of saw the Izzy experiment, but now he wants to go back. Dude, I just don't. Dudes are so much just more muscled like than he is like up there. Like he has to put on so much size. Rob just seems too small all around. He was probably like the best at 170 in my opinion. And then Usman, dude, he fights at 170. What the hell are we doing? What's with everyone trying to move up to 205? Does it look that easy for the picking that everyone's just like, I'm just going to move up to 205 and fucking be the champion there? What's your, I guess, thoughts and opinions on kind of what's going on? Everyone threatening to move up to 205 from two visions away.
You know how I felt about the Kamaru Usman one. I never really bought into that one too much, just because I thought that Ali was just trying to really get his name out there. Usman was calling for fights with Canelo and stuff like that too. So I think kind of him saying the light heavyweight thing was kind of just trying to throw his name out there to probably try to get more money for his next fight. I think for Izzy, I do think it's a little bit more obtainable because I do think like his frame, he's at the very, very long frame, and I think him fighting at 205 would make sense. Would like to see him put on some more size. Jan Blachowicz, who's not known as the greatest wrestler, he was able to keep up with Izzy in the striking, and then when it came down to the wrestling, I mean, Izzy just couldn't do anything to get off his back. And I mean, it's just, it was just due to the pure size of Jan. He's so much stronger than Izzy. He was able to hold him down. I think for Robert Whittaker, I think more of his thing is that he's looking at the landscape of the 185 division right now. He's already lost to Israel Adesanya twice. He said in an interview a couple of weeks ago that he thinks if he goes out there and finishes Vittori, that he's right back into the title picture at 185. Can't really see that being the case right now. I know their second fight was super close, but I think that Robert Whittaker could work his way back to the 185-pound title fight. I think he's got to put a few more performances together rather than just winning one fight. So I think he was probably looking at, hey, what's the shortest path to the title? Maybe I can move up to 205. I think that's a little bit of a big leap for him. I think 185 is his sweet spot because really the only guy he's lost to is Israel Adesanya at middleweight. Other than that, he hasn't lost a fight at middleweight. And that second fight was really close, and a lot of people said that they thought Whittaker won the fight. So Whittaker's one of the more underrated fighters in this era, I think. And I think that him staying at 185 would be a good fit for him. But I can understand him talking about 205 because it could potentially be a quicker title shot. Don't know if he's going to be able to get the win against any of those guys, but potentially a quicker route to the title.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It just kind of seems like a bit much for all of them, if you ask me. Like, man, you are going to be severely undersized, either just height and length or just size overall, dude. Like, they're not big enough, in my opinion. But hey, prove me wrong. Yeah. I'm just a fan. What the fuck do I know? Not shit, dude.
Yeah. They said that Izzy, when he fought Jan, they said he walked into that fight like he weighed in at 200 and he walked in like fight night at 200 pounds, and Jan ended up going into the fight at like 236. So it's like, dude, you cannot give up almost 40 pounds in size and think that you're going to be able to keep up with those guys, especially when you start talking about the wrestling aspect. No matter how good Izzy's get-ups are, his get-ups are good at 185. Just going to be a bit of a difference there at 205.
Indeed. So let's talk about fight announcements, fight news, all that good jazz. So announced for December 10th, we got Edmund Shabazian taking on Dalsha Lugiambula. Thoughts on that, man?
Who the Gambula against who?
Edmund Shabazian.
I mean, that's a get right fight for Edmund Shabazian for sure. Yeah, I think that's kind of like a get right fight for Edmund. He's kind of falling on hard times.
All right, man. Magomed Mustaev versus Jamie Malarkey on December. Oh, that's the 280 October 22nd. That's the Abu Dhabi card. Why are they just now announcing that one, dude? That kind of seems odd, like kind of late notice.
Uh, I mean, I guess maybe it's probably like an early prelim fight or something like that. Because it seems like everything else has been pretty much set on the card for a while.
Yeah. Cody Brundage taking on Adolfo Vieira, added to November 19th, I believe. No, that's not an MSG. That is just fight night. Cody Brundage and Adolfo Vieira.
That's a tough fight for Vieira, honestly. I
You
know
say
that's your guy,
you act like he's like the worst guy in the world. You're like,
no,
I'm the ground. He's done for. That's what you,
dude. I'm saying Brundage is a good fighter. He just ended up knocking out Trayshawn Gore and he Gambula too. He ended up submitting him. So I mean, like Brundage is a good fighter, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know who I'll be rocking with there. We got Sergey Morozov taking on Jeremy Newson, added to December 17th. Jack Shore taking on Kyler Phillips, November 19th. We got Zalgus Zhumagulov taking on Charles Johnson, November 19th. That's this weekend, so we'll talk about it. Clay Guida taking on Scott Holtzman, added to December 3rd event. We got Angie Overkill Hill going to be taking on Emily Ducote. Muslim Salad Call versus Andre Fiallo, November 19th. Dude, that's going to be a banger of a card. Maxim Grisham taking on Felipe Lins, October 1st. Alexei Olenek, Alir Latifi. I feel like that fight's already happened, yeah?
I think it was scheduled, but I don't think it ever happened.
Anyway, that's on October 1st. Kevin Holland versus Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez, September 10th, dude. At 180 catch weight. Surprising on the catch weight, or how you feel on that?
I get it might be depending on how D-Rod was. I would imagine that was probably more on him than Kevin Holland, because Kevin Holland has made the pretty strong transition down to welterweight. He's made the weight cuts pretty easy. So I imagine if D-Rod probably took this on short notice, he probably asked for a catch weight, because it was kind of announced last second as well. So I could see that being the case for D-Rod, considering he's been out for a while.
All right. Kind of a prelim banger we got right here. We got Melsik Bagdasarian taking on Joe Anderson Brito on October 15th, dude. It's going to be a fucking banger. Those two dudes, it's just like someone's probably going to get finished in that fight. Let's see. We got Cheyenne Velismus is out. Jessica Penne steps in to fight Tabitha Ricci on October 1st. Alex Perez taking on Amir Albazi, December 17th. Darren Elkin. I know, dude.
Alex Perez.
Yeah, dude. But Amir Albazi is also good, though. I mean, also
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he's just getting straight killers.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Can I catch a break, dude?
Yeah. We got Darren Elkins taking on Jonathan JSP Pierce. That is on December 3rd. Billy Corantillo taking on Alexander Hernandez, December 10th. And that is the last fight announcement that I have. Anything you want to add to that before we jump into this weekend's fights?
Really surprised that the UFC is still hanging on to Alexander Hernandez at this point. He puts on pretty decent fights, but he's been so up and down. I'm still surprised to see his name on the roster in 2022.
He's like the 155 Ricky Simon, dude. It's like he'll like lose like 2 in a row and like win one, and then like fucking not fight for like 2 years, and then you're like, oh, he's in the UFC still. I have no fucking clue, dude. And like that's just what happened. You're like, oh, I just didn't know. He haven't seen him in like a long time. Yeah, dude. So anything else before we start talking about this weekend's fights, dude?
No, man. I should be obviously I was pretty dry on news this week.
I mean, not really shit happened because the whole no fights, dude. So we're gonna start off, dude, at the early prelims, dude. Stephanie Egger just now recently fought a few weeks ago, taking on Alan Perez. That is the opener of the prelims. Khalid Taha taking on Christian Quinones. Benoit Saint Denis taking on Gabriel Miranda. Nasruddin Imavov taking on Joaquin Numansa Buckley. Faraz Ziam taking on Michael Figlak, I believe that's how you say it. Abis Magomedov taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. And then our main card, starting it off, Charles Air Jordan taking on Nathaniel Wood, dude. That's going to be a fucking banger of a fight, dude. I don't know where it's going. It looks like two newcomers, both French, dude. William Gomez taking on Jarno Aarons. Two newcomers, kind of like the one a few weeks ago with two Yasmins, dude. Like why are these on the main card? But they're both from France, and it is in Paris, so I guess we might be treated to something special there. And when it was announced, dude, you're like, why is he still fighting? John Makdessi taking on Nasrat Hakparas, Alessio De Chericho taking on Roman Kapilov, Robert the Reaper Whittaker, aka Bobby Knuckles, going to be taking on the Italian Wet Dream, Marvin Vittori. In our main event,
Really?
In our main event, we got Sirogon taking on Ty Bam Bam Tuivasa from New South Wales, and he is always down to get down, baby. All right, so we'll start right there, dude. Main event, Ty Tuivasa versus Sirogon, dude. I do have my Ty Tuivasa shirt on. You already know who I'm going to pick. I am going to let you go first. How do you think this goes down? Heads up, I am not picking Tai Tuivasa to win this fight, but I am going to be rooting for him, baby. I am going to be rooting.
That is a shocker. And I honestly, I'll just keep it short and sweet. I think the same thing. I think that Tai Tuivasa, super fun fighter, love the personality. He really showed, the capability that he has in that Derek Lewis fight to take the shots that he took, stand in there and, go to war with Derek Lewis and trade blows and put Derek Lewis on his face. People don't do that to Derek Lewis. So for him to do that, it shows his skill and his will. But I think that overall, Sirogon, he's just has all the tools. He's got the Muay Thai, he's got the wrestling, he's got the submissions. People make jokes about, the mishap that he had in the Francis Ngannou fight, but I mean, he's also in a championship fight going for the win when he went for that ankle or that heel hook in the fifth round. Whether he got it or not, bad decision, whatever. But dude's very well rounded, and I think Sirogon can actually get it done by submission. Tai Tuivasa doesn't really have that good of a takedown defense, and when he's on his back, it looks awful. So I think that's the route Sirogon goes, and I think he gets submission.
Either way, dude, I do think the Sirogon probably honestly probably finishes him, like whether it's like knees to the body kick, just like the Brandon Moreno over Kaikar France, dude. I just feel like Cyril's just so nasty. So I do think that Cyril does like if I can finish him. Interesting. Like you say, like you think that he subs him. I could for sure see that as well. But I guess just overall, Sirogon by unanimous dub or finish seems like the way to go overall here. So we're both going to go Sirogon there. I am going to be rooting for Tai Tuivasa. I probably will put $2.50 on Tai Tuivasa by fucking knockout or some shit. I just like maybe, but probably gonna lose that $2.50, but it's all right. So moving on down to the co-main event, Robert Whittaker taking on Marvin Vittori, dude. I've already kind of let you know who I like in this fight. I don't know if you remember or not, but I'll let you go first, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a super interesting matchup with these two. These two are coming off of now. Vittori's coming off the Casa fight, and I think he showed a lot of will in that fight as well. That Casa, he went in there, came in overweight. Vittori definitely could have, just said, screw the fight. But Vittori, he just said he didn't give a damn, what weight it was at. He said, just make the weight that we contracted it at and we'll fight. And I think Vittori earned a lot of fans' respect from that performance that he put on against Casa. Showed a lot of his well-roundedness, ability to take a shot. And I've told you for a little bit now, Marvin Vittori has kind of sneaky defense, man. Like him staying in that southpaw position, he has really good head movement and he gets his hands up a lot of times. Because there was a lot of times when he fought Israel Adesanya in that second fight, and Izzy had some really good kicks lined up for him, and Vittori was getting out of the way of a lot of them. And was able to kind of fire back on some of those as well. So Vittori's striking is definitely underrated. I just think Robert Whittaker is just on another level. I think in that division at 185, I think it's Izzy, I think it's Whittaker, and then I think it's the rest of the division. I think it's a big drop off after Whittaker. I think Cannonier's solid, and of course Alex Pereira is going to get his shot. But I think in terms of skill and overall stature in that division, I think it's Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker is definitely the second best fighter in that division right now, and I think it's just going to be hard for Vittori to outstrike him. I think it's going to be hard for him to out wrestle him. Robert Whittaker has a really good gas tank. I don't think Whittaker gets the finish. Vittori's way too tough. I think it's a unanimous decision, but I do think Whittaker gets the dub.
I'm pretty much going like you, but the opposite, man. I think the Marvin Vittori is going to be able to boring his way by decision, dude, by unanimous bore. I think he's going to be able to control Bobby Knuckles. I guess as of right now, to me, I feel like he has a size advantage. That's just me. I guess at the weigh-ins, we'll see. I guess let me check it right now. It says they're basically the same size, but I just feel like fucking Marvin's the thicker guy, dude. And if he's able to just pin Bobby Knuckles on the fence for round after round, dude, and like fucking Roberts just not really like fucking feeling it, I can see Marvin Vittori winning via decision, man. That's the way I see it going. I'm picking Marvin Vittori in our first different pick of the day because I got to put it on the line this week. I forgot to announce that, and still I kept it clean this past week, but there wasn't no fights. So, I
was about to say there was nothing to defend.
Your reigning defending pick champ is going to put his title on the line this week. So our first different pick of the day, I'm going the Italian wet dream, Marvin Vittori. As much as I have no care into really who wins this fight, because neither one of the fighters really tickle my taint, if you will, So Dorian going Bobby Knuckles. I'm going Marvin Vittori. Another one we might have a difference on, dude. Alessio Alessio DeChirico taking on Roman Kapilov. I'm gonna go Roman Kapilov here, dude. I just feel like I've seen Alessio. He's shown that he can be good, but I just feel like his fight IQ isn't what it should be. And I feel like Roman Kapilov just I believe he's the younger guy. Yeah, only a year, but he's just I just feel like he's like the more well-rounded fighter overall. I'm going Kapilov here.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Kapilov too. If you don't remember, Alessio DeCarica, I think before that Joaquin Buckley fight, I think he had 3 fights in the UFC.
That's why I thought you were going to pick him, because the
Buckley
kick. But then he got demolished by Al Hassan, and I was like, hopefully,
dude, he literally leaned right, and he pulled a U on UFC 4 and leaned right into the head kick, and was like, "Oh, there's your foot, okay, boom," and then just completely ate that freaking head kick, dude. So, yeah, I'm definitely going Roman. DeChirico was chinny before that Joaquin Buckley fight, and he just got knocked out in his last fight too. So, wouldn't be surprised if that was the same result here. I'm going Roman.
All right. Do we really need to go over this one, dude? Actually, we might. John Makdessi taking on Nasrat Haqparast, dude. John Makdessi looked good in his last fight over someone that, dude, me and you are both high on, Ignacio Bahamondes, dude. And he just pretty much got him down, just pretty much beat him up. How do you think this one goes, dude?
Yeah, and John McDessie, man, he's definitely he's been in the UFC for such a long time, and like I actually forgot about this fight because I'm actually looking at the fight card on Tapology right now. I actually completely forgot about this fight being on here because I forgot that McDessie's like a current fighter in the UFC, dude. Like he's been with the company for so long. So I mean, it's a potential fun matchup. I would say the Nasrat Haqparast is the past version of what John McDessie is now. It's almost like the Spider-Man meme, like they're pointing at one another because they're kind of virtually the same guy to a certain extent. Good boxing, good wrestling. I do think Nasrat he's going to need a win here. I think he's a little bit quicker. I think that he's basically the younger version of John McDessie, so he's going to be a little bit quicker. I think he's got a little bit better hands. I think he rides off with a unanimous decision. So give me Nazareth.
As he should, man. He is 10 years like the younger dude. Nasrat Haqparast should win this fight. The two new French guys, dude, I guess there's really nothing to say. I don't know anything about either one of them. You want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I wasn't really too familiar with either of the fighters either, so I was actually going to leave it up to you because I thought you were going, I thought you were going to serve it up for me.
Nah, man, no fucking clue. Charles Air Jordan taking on Nathaniel Wood, dude. We might have a different pick here. I'll let you know up front. I'm gonna go Nathaniel Wood by decision. Second fight in the weight class. He looked fantastic against Charles Rosa. However, Charles Rosa is not Air Jordan. But I see who did like Air Jordan lose to, dude, last? Was it Shane Burgos?
Shane Burgos.
Yeah,
it was a Shane Burgos fight, but it was super close.
And it was in a fight that I thought that if he would have put his foot on the gas, then he probably would have won the fight, because in the third round he did put the foot on the gas, but it's like it took him so long to get going that if like Nathaniel Wood just has the pressure on him going all 3 rounds like the Charles Rosa fight, dude, I could see Nathaniel Wood getting a decision here. How do you see this one going? I'm going Nathaniel Wood.
I'd like to actually see the size difference between the two, because I felt
5'8"
like
and 5'5". We got 3 inches.
Yeah,
reach is the same though.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that Nathaniel Wood, he looked good in that Charles Rosa fight, but he did look smaller in the fight. I could see Charles Jordan. He is looking to, he was looking to put some wins together before that last Shane Burgos fight. He came off that finish against Lando Venata. He was actually using a little bit more of his wrestling in that fight, and Venata switched the position on him, but he was able to sneak in that one-arm guillotine. And I think in that Burgos fight, I do think that, and I thought that he had potentially won the second round, but I know that they had given Burgos the second round due to the wrestling. But I thought he had put on enough pressure in the second, and then obviously in the third to be able to win. The only thing that worries me about Charles Jordan, because I am a big Charles Jordan fan, coming in pretty short notice. He had just fought, we were just talking about a month and a half ago, and he's turning it around and pretty quick fashion. So is Nathaniel Wood, but he had a pretty flawless performance, whereas Charles Jordan had a little bit more of a fight to go through. I think Nathaniel Wood is good, has a lot of skill. I think Charles Jordan is going to be the bigger guy. I could see him using his wrestling. Wouldn't be surprised if he maybe got a submission in there, but I do think that Charles Jordan gets the win.
All right, so we'll have our second different pick of the day. So we got 2. We're just looking for one more for the night so I can put this bad boy in the line. Dorian is going Air Jordan. I'm going Nathaniel Wood. Going on down to the prelims. Abbas Magomedov taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. Dude, 24-4. On the Magomedov side, I have no clue who he is. Dustin Stoltzfus has looked good. He has looked, I don't know, like iffy sometimes as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Abbas Magomedov got it done here, dude. He's got 10 more fights. No, he's got 10 more wins than Dustin Stoltzfus has, and just basically he has more wins than the other guy even has fucking fights.
Yeah, it depends on kind of what promotion they were fighting in, because some of those guys, they end up fighting kind of
I think it
cans.
was.
You
I think
know,
it was.
some people might say Uber drivers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he fought. It looks like Magomedov fought in the PFL for a little bit as well. So I mean, PFL is legit, and he had won a lot of fights in that organization as well. But yeah, coming in, I do think anybody with the name Magomedov in their name, you have to automatically assume they're just going to be some savage from the Caucasus Mountains that are going to be able to just smash anybody in their path.
All right, fair enough. I apologize. Zoom is for sure acting up, dude. Every podcast that I've watched today, like like fucking via Zoom, dude, it was fucking up this whole time, dude. I just hear myself. It's like a slight echo, so I'm hoping that it doesn't like record as well, like on the actual audio too, dude. And then like you were like kind of frozen for a second, and then you were like talking super fast. I was like, bro, this is fucking Zoom today. Just been fucked up all day apparently. Moving on down, dude. Apparently I closed down my fights, dude. What's next?
After the Magomedov and Dustin Foods,
Yeah,
is Fair Ziam and Michelle Figlak.
all right, dude. I don't really know much about Figlak. He is 8-0. Fares Ziam does have the more UFC experience at this point. Fares Ziam is the underdog, though, dude. I want to pick Fares Ziam here as the underdog, you know, like fucking with the UFC experience, but it's like they're matching him up with an 8-0 guy, and he's the favorite, dude. I'm kind of scared here a tad. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, because I could definitely see, as you said, it's almost like a showcase fight for Figlak. You know, it's kind of set up for him. Fair Ziam, he does have the more UFC experience, but has that necessarily translated into wins? I guess not to the highest level at this point. I do think he's kind of set up. I do think he's kind of set up for failure at this point. If I was to pick one, I mean, I wouldn't feel super confident, but I'd probably take Figlak here.
Yeah, I'm just not sure really which way to go here. And then we'll move on down to probably our third and final pick of the day. Nasruddin Imavov, the Dagestani Frenchman, taking on Numansa Joaquin Buckley. It wouldn't be right here if I didn't go with Imavov. UFC just basically just giving Buckley the hardest fights possible at this point. He won the last one though. This one I do see it being a tad bit tougher. Imavov is great about fighting on the inside, good knees, good elbows, puts pressure on nonstop. I see Imavov getting it done here. Which way are you going, Dor?
Man, I actually I am interested in this fight. Surprised that it looks like it's on the prelims of the card, so
Yeah,
that really surprised me. This is one of the bigger matchups on this card. I figured it would at least get the kickoff on the main card, but
my dog's barking.
maybe it'll headline the prelim. Good as of now, but no, I was really surprised. I was really surprised to see it on the prelims, but I actually do like Buckley in this matchup, man. I think that Buckley has gotten a little bit of dirt thrown on his name. You know, obviously coming in taking that short notice fight against Kevin Holland, he ended up getting knocked out in that fight. Kevin Holland was on the roll at that point. And then Buckley ended up having the knockout of the year against Consanganai, comes out against Jericho and gets head kick KO'd. So he has to bounce back again. He showed me a lot in that Albert Duraev fight in his last fight, man. It showed a good gas tank. Albert Duraev, a guy that trained with him before, who does a lot of wrestling, was not able to really control Buckley for a lot of portions of the fight that Duraev thought he was going to. Buckley was able to really put his striking together, work in and out, even though he was at a size disadvantage. I think he can actually work a little bit of the same against Imavov as well. Imavov did have a little bit of an issue with with Phil Hawes with his speed in his hands. I think that Buckley is a little bit more of an evolved striker, and I think that he's going to be able to put it together a little bit more, and I think that he'll be able to get the win as well.
All right, that is our third and final different pick of the day. Dorian's going Numansa. I am going Nasruddin Imavov. For some reason, dude, I just who did Buckley fall? The tall guy. Who did he fight that was tall as shit? It was like Antonio something.
Antonio Arroyo.
Yeah. He struggled with the knees, yeah, in the inside.
Yeah, he got hit with one of them pretty good. I remember he got rocked early on in the fight, but he also ended up coming back in the second round and putting the dude out. So that's what I'm saying. Like Buckley's shown some perseverance in his last couple fights. He did get hurt in that fight though.
And I just think it's the side. Imavov 6'2", Buckley 5'8", dude. I just think it's going to be the size of Imavov that just gets it done. But that is our picks. I'm going to put this strap up on the line for Dorian to maybe win back because this will be going on week 3 without the belt. Dorian, and I got it correct this time. I didn't even exaggerate it. Going on week 3 without the belt. He couldn't even say nothing. Like, damn.
It was an off week. It was an off week last week. You could try to run with that on a bye week. You don't get a win on a bye week. It's a bye week.
Yeah, so that being said, dude, how many more fights we got on here? Benoit Saint Denis taking on Gabriel Miranda. I gotta go Benoit Saint Denis. He's what is it, French Special Forces or some shit like that. I gotta imagine it's a showcase fight for him to win. Great on the ground. He has like 2 arm bars, a fucking knee bar, fucking rear naked choke. He has like a different sub every single fucking fight. I'm going Benoit by sub here. I think he gets it done. How about you?
Yeah, I think the same. Every time I see that dude, I always think about his first fight against it was Dos Santos, wasn't it? Ezekiel or Elazio. Is Elazio Dos Santos, right? When he was getting absolutely pounded on and the ref would not stop the fight for some reason.
Oh yeah.
And he ended up just getting pounded on for dear life. Like every time I see Saint Denis, I always think about that. I mean, that dude had ultimate toughness, but that ref was so dumb. But I do think the same as you. Saint Denis, he does have really good wrestling, like you said, showcase fight. So couldn't have said it better myself. I think he gets the dub, probably by submission as well.
All right, fair enough. Khalid Taha taking on Christian Quinones, dude. Khalid Taha hasn't won in a while, dude, but who did he win against last that he did look good? It was a couple fights ago.
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super familiar with Khalid Taha, but of course, we're ones that we say we're not familiar, but then as soon as we pull up their last fight, we're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. He beat Boston Salmon, dude, round 1, 25 seconds, and then hasn't won since. So he's lost 2 in a row. Christian Quinones is I think the younger brother of the guy that Sean O'Malley knocked out. I believe is like on the Contender Series or like the first fight to get in the UFC. One of the two. But this is at 135, I think. So
yes,
I don't really. Dude, I guess I'll go Khalid Taha here just because I feel like UFC experience on his side. Kind of on a little skid, but has shown that he has power to get someone out of there. I'll go Taha, but it ain't like we're going to bet anything on this fight because we already got our picks, man. Who you going here?
Yeah, we definitely already got the picks, but Quinones, that's what I was wanting to look at for him. Yeah, he's 26 years old coming into this fight. Is this his UFC debut?
I believe
no,
so.
It's not his UFC. No, he won in the. Yeah, it is his debut, but he won in the Contender Series as well. So, yeah, I think younger, fresher fighter. Yeah, I'll take Quinones here. Yeah, I'll take Quinones.
All right, fair enough. And opening fight of the night, Stephanie Egger just now fought against Maya Bueno Silva a few weeks ago. She did not tap. That is what she said. going to be taking on Alan Perez. I'm going Stephanie Egger via armbar, man. How you see this one going?
Look like she's trying to get some get back for that little mishap that she had. But actually, Alan Perez coming into this fight 7-1. Yeah, I think it looks like it's gonna be her UFC debut as well. But yeah, give me her.
You're going that one. All right. Well, so I'm
going Perez.
All right. That being said, that is the picks for this weekend. Everyone Dorian is going for, everyone I am going for, putting this Golden Octagon pick champ up on the line this week. I didn't have it up this past week for Dorian to win. There was no UFC fights, but I am your reigning and defending pick champ. Maybe Dorian will have a chance to win it back this weekend, and he'll have it back on his side next Thursday, whenever y'all guys see this. But what else before we get out of here, man? There's one other thing that I wanted to say.
Was it about any of the upcoming fights? Any of the upcoming pay-per-views?
I don't think so, dude. It was something about...
Yeah, you typically mention something for me to remind you about something, but you didn't tell me to remind you about anything.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, that being said, dude, that is parlays, dude. You got any like solid parlays that maybe we could hand out to the people this week for watching our show that maybe that you can, I don't want to say you can guarantee to hit, but something that you feel comfortable putting $2-3 on and chance to winning that, $50-$60 back?
So I have not looked at any of the parlays just yet. So I was actually going to defer to you because I have not actually looked at the betting lines yet this week.
All right, fair enough. I did start my bets a little bit early. I did start last night. Just because I have some free bets on DraftKings, dude. I did like a deposit like off of like fucking one of their shits, and it gave me like five free $2 bet or $1.25 bets. So I was like, hell yeah, cool. So right now I'm betting with free money this week. I got a 5-pick parlay, dude. Stephen Yeager to win by submission. Faraz ZM straight up. Charles Jourdain and Nathaniel Wood fight to go the distance. Marvin Vittori to win by decision, and Sirogon to win by finish. That $1.25 or free bet for me wins $133. There's a 4-leg one right here that I probably the most safest bet for you. $1.25 will win you $15 back. So if you put $10 on it, what is that? 150, some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, Stephanie Egger to win by submission. Benoit Saint Denis to win via finish. Straight up, I don't know why I thought like maybe he could also knock the guy out. I don't know why. I have a little tickle, so I did pick by finish there. Sirogon to win by finish, and Marvin Vittori versus Robert Whittaker fight to go the distance, dude. 4 picks. It is a plus 1220, $1.25 to win $15. I might sprinkle a little bit more on that one because I do feel like that's a solid parlay. It's a plus 1220. How do you feel on that one?
Dude, they sound pretty solid. I'd like to cover with the Benoit fight because, man, people do forget just because they're good wrestlers doesn't mean that they're not able to get a knockout, because ground and pound is technically considered a knockout. So you always got to kind of cover your bases there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but aside from that, I just got I got a few 12 legs, and just hoping that every person that I picked, dude, I was like, so if I hit this 12 leg, you can't say you didn't know, dude, because I let you know who I was picking every single fight of the night right now. So that being said, that's all from us here this time. I'm done rambling. We'll catch y'all next Wednesday. If you watch my card videos, I'll see you Monday. Anything else, Dorian? You want to get out of here, man?
No, we should be good, man. We should be good to go.
All right. That is all from us here this time. I'm Matt Anderson. Dorian Rose over on that side still cannot hold his pants up, but maybe he'll be able to next week because I am the reigning, defending pick champ this week. And still, don't forget it. Let's get it this weekend. Hopefully, Taito Vasa can get a Shoey Dorian. We have to put something on the line now. If Taito Vasa gets the win, dude, do we have to do a Shoey on fucking next Wednesday's fucking pod, dude? Because what are the odds of him fucking winning, dude? What are the odds of him winning?
Yeah, dude, I don't think they're great, but I don't. we gotta talk it over. We got
right now, man. On the line right now. If Taito Vasa knocks out Sirogon, will you do a Shoey with me on next week's podcast? It's very specific. He has to knock him out. If you don't knock him out, no Shoey.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the only way he wins.
Nah, I mean, he can knock him down a few times and win by decision.
Nah, he has to knock him out in order to win. Man, this sport's too crazy, dude. This sport's too crazy. I'll do it through my sandal.
All right, Dorian will do a flip-floppy. I will do a Shoey. If Taito Vasa can somehow get the dub this weekend, dude, we'll both do a Shoey on next weekend's podcast. But until then, wait and see. Hopefully, Bam Bam can get it done. Dorian's like, I'm already regretting myself. We'll catch y'all next week. Man, this is the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.